Welcome to our Be the Sun, Not the Salt podcast. My name is Dr. Harry Cohen, and I'm joined by my chief super spreader, Connie Fontaine. And this podcast is the whole shebang. It is in a nutshell.
I think we've said that before, and yet without this episode or this topic, I think we would have missed a real opportunity because I find myself slipping into this often. And the topic is really, you're not being the sun and being heliotropic if you're focused on other people and their behaviors. This is all about me. When we talk about be the sun, not the salt, it's about me being my best version of myself. And we're asking listeners to think about that as well.
Literally, this is about you. Or as Connie would say, this is about me. When I am working on being the sun and not the salt, when I am deliberately and intentionally trying to be a positive energizer and a heliotropic person and not being salty, that's plenty for me to work on. When I start focusing and pointing my finger and thinking that this is about someone else, he or she really is quite salty. They could really use this book, this material. They should listen to this. We are missing the point. Because then we're in a blame judgmental space mentally. That's not the point. The focus is how can I be more heliotropic because I already am? How can I be less salty because I am sometimes myself or to other people? And if people who are listening to this remember, oh, right, this is about me, you can relax and say, I got plenty to work on. Because immediately when we're judging and focusing on how other people should be listening to this or should be doing this, we miss the whole point. Of course they should, but they ain't.
Well, and if you are focused on someone else's behavior, it's real easy to slip into your own bad habits. Or I'm going to say, if I'm focused on other people's behaviors, then I have the tendency to slip into our bad habits. And that was the point of this episode for us, is to stop talking about other people and what they do, but talk about ourselves.
And that last point, which you made, which is when you're thinking, talking, focusing on other people's behaviors, transgressions, we literally are being judgmental. No, I'm not being judgmental. I'm being observant. I'm just being objective.
Yeah.
Really? You have any charge? Were you triggered by your negative behavior? Oh, no, not at all. I'm merely commenting. No, you were triggered. And your being triggered is why you have plenty to work on. I am amazed, Connie, that at my late age in life that I still get triggered. What do I mean by triggered? Somebody does something and it gets me a little bit riled up inside. When I say riled up, I'm not going to do anything that nasty, but I'm a little bit frothy, annoyed on the continuum of irritated, annoyed, angry. What am I getting? What am I losing my equanimity for over him, her doing that, not doing that? And I still do. I'm amazed. I still do. And great. All that means is, well then, young man, you got more work to do. Yeah, I guess I do.
Don't we all? Well, and you hear it. I say it often. Oh, I'm so frustrated. That person, they're so frustrating. And the reality is the minute you say, I am so frustrated, you feel it. It just becomes this contagion in your body of, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to show them. They're so stupid. Yeah.
And this really goes back to that Ethan Cross episode we did about emotional regulation, because everyone gets frustrated. So I shouldn't be so hard on myself when I get triggered / frustrated. If I get frustrated, it should cue me to, something's going on. Now, how do I cool my jets, calm myself down, take a step back and metabolize, process, think through, and act, not react? That's the gift of this material. Whoa, I can do that so more better now.
Speaking of gifts, I think Ethan Cross's episode was a real gift to the world. I know the books, there's everything out there, but this was a nice little digestible point of view that I even used with somebody yesterday in a conversation. I said, now think back. Has this ever caused you a problem before? Is it going to in the future? And I realized that what I was doing was taking them through the Ethan Cross points of view of these are ways you can handle this kind of stress. And so if you haven't listened to that episode as our listeners, please do. It's a true gift.
And even listening to any of our episodes and
Mhm.
or rereading the chapters, which I do
Mhm.
every morning, thinking
Right.
about how can I apply this today for myself? And I don't always
Mhm.
have an easy answer. And sometimes I really have to think about, geez, how am I going to apply that? The other day, it was assume positive intent and someone didn't do something that I thought they should. And I had a bit of a how come thing going on for quite some time until
Yes, you
it,
did.
I know, I did. And it I don't know, it took me, I don't know, hour or so to really let it go. And okay, maybe I can get it down for a minute or
Yeah,
10
I
seconds.
do. I mean, we talk about that. We have gotten those down. I speak for myself. I know that was very purposeful and one that you were very clear with me. Why are you letting that, and this is a specific situation I'm thinking of, dragging your whole day down? Gee, I don't know, because it's so bad. I'm so frustrated. It's like, well, it's not changing. So why? So it goes back to the easy control what you can control. But I like where you were headed. If this is an episode that's the whole shebang, then what it is how can I be the best version of myself? How can I practice this every day? A
And that
chapter.
how can I be the best version of myself every day? How about that? Is the kit and the caboodle, the whole shebang. Now, if you ask yourself, if we ask ourselves that, however we answer it, the answer is you're correct.
Mhm.
In other words,
Yep. And
if anyone listening says, well, how can I be my best self today? Whatever comes out of your mouth and whatever you do is the
mhm.
answer. Good. You got it. I didn't tell you
Yep.
whatever you just said. I guess I should not say the snarky thing that I think. Way to go. I guess I
Yep.
should compliment someone who deserves it because it'll light them up. Way to go. That's the whole shebang. Ask that question to yourself. How can I be my best self or more of my best self today? Mm.
So, Harry, everything you just said reminds me of your newly coined term, prehab, which I love, which means get ready, be ready. Don't just wait for the worst things to happen.
This work is prehab. What do you mean? The more I work at this, the more I'm prepared when quote unquote bad stuff
Mhm.
happens. Bad of any kind, small bad stuff, tiny, tiny things like someone cuts you off on the highway, no big deal, Ferris wheel, or big stuff. Oh my God, just south of tragedy, but bad. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And this work so prepares us for when that occurs.
Right.
I just recently got what some people would call a bad diagnosis. Okay, I'll just tell you. I have a type of cancer that recurs. It's a good cancer. It recurs. That's why you have to get it checked. And when they find it, they cut it out. Again, a good cancer. So when I got the recent diagnosis of, oh, it's back, great. That's why we do this. We can schedule your surgery accordingly. Awesome. I know that. I know that from this material. Many years ago, when I first got cancer, I was practicing this stuff when I would go and get treatment, and I would be giving out the book and feeling like $1,000,000 while having cancer treatment. Well, how is that possible? Because of this material, because
Mhm.
what am I there for? I so appreciate the people taking care of me, and I would tell them that. I wouldn't have done that before. This is
Right.
a good thing so that no matter what happens to us,
Mhm.
we're prepared in the prehab way, like, okay, good thing I've been doing my exercises because
Right.
I can be in a great state of mind and body.
Yep, that's the analogy is we exercise so that our body's healthier so we can heal faster. You fall, you're less likely to hurt yourself. It's that prehab of our minds
Yeah,
that allows us to be strong and ready for those kinds of, potential conflicts or things that happen.
exactly.
I
And
love that.
if we can keep thinking about this as prehab and we are working at preparing for no matter what life throws at us, man, what a great way to live.
Right.
Period. In the present for the future. Don't worry about the past. We got all what's ahead of us. Use this, carry it with you. Use this mindset, this material, this stuff, however way you do, and ask yourself that question that you pose, which is, how can I be my best self today, no matter what,
Right.
in this, what anyone would say, objectively difficult circumstance?
It's all about me, meaning it's not about Connie, but each one of us needs to look at our own self and reflect. This is about how I go through the world. Yes, there are people that are going to do things we don't like. It doesn't mean we get to reflect on them. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time. Reflect on how you're going to react. And the prehab that we've been doing through all of these episodes has certainly made my ability, muscle that I've created for myself and my reactions has gotten a lot stronger.
Love this.
So for everyone listening, it's about you to think about how you personally can react in the world a little better. What's your prehab? Is it reading a chapter every day? Is it listening to a random episode every day? We love to have you follow along and be the best version of yourself, along with the work that we're doing to be the best version of ourselves. Thank you for listening.